Hello and welcome to this tutorial in Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud. Now today we're going to be creating some boxes and just using some of the cool effects with them. So today we're just going to go into Create and just Web Document. And we'll just leave those settings as they are for the moment. We'll just click OK. So we've got our main layout here with plenty of space to work with, so we can always alter those as we need to. So first of all, I'm actually going to go into the rounded rectangle tool. If you hold down your shift key and drag down, you should have your rectangle come up here. You can alter the sides as well if you want them to go in. Whilst you're drawing it, you can use the cursor keys and that will alter the corners for you. And we're just going to actually create a gradient for this first one. So down the right hand side here of your toolbar, you'll see you've got your gradient section. If you can't see this layout here, you can go to Window, Workspace and change it. Mine's set to Essentials, so it makes it a bit easier to find things. Okay, so with our gradient, we need to choose a colour first of all. So if we go for a nice blue, and we just drag that down there, you'll see it gives us a lovely gradient there to work with. So we'll just change this, have a play with the size there. Looks quite cool. So once you've selected your symbol here, we're just going to actually copy and paste this a few times. You can do this by going File, Edit, Copy, and then you can paste it doing the same thing, or you can use Command and C if you've got a Mac, and Command F. And that will paste it on top of your original shape. We'll just do the same. So it just means that you can get to see some of the interesting effects that you can do with this. So if we click on our first one here, and up the top here we'll go to Effect, and we're just going to choose Stylize and have a look at the drop shadow. Now here you get a tab and you can see how much, if you click Preview, how much of a drop shadow this will give your shape. If you can change the opacity if you don't want it to come out quite as strong. And the X offset will tell you how much left or right of your shape you want this. So you can play around with this and see which fits for you. The Y offset is up and down, depends on how much you want it to show at the bottom. And the blur, this will, if you keep extending it out, it uses that drop shadow and it just moves it outwards, so it's not as strong, it's more of a softer look. So if I keep that at 25 and have a look, you can see that it's not very bold, but it does make the image stand out a bit more. If we go to this one, if we give this a different drop shadow, you'll see the difference that it can give by changing the blur. See, if we move that to 70, there you can see that this looks a lot bolder than this one, where we haven't blurred out the black as much into the background. So with this third one then, if we go to Effect, if you also go to Stylize, we've also got Feather. Now this, if you click Preview, can't really see too much, but it kind of just eats away at the sides slightly to make them a bit more of an interesting look. So if we give this to 4 pixels, you'll be able to see a good difference there. So if you click off, you can see it's almost given it like a bevel kind of view, but it does make it stand out a bit more compared to the other two, especially. Now we're just going to create a different shape. We'll just create a circle here. Let's drag that down. If you hold Shift, it will keep it completely circle. And because I've still got my gradient highlighted, it's still kept in there, my colour box. but I'm just going to change the outline to a grey. It stands out quite lovely. If we click on here and just go down to stylize, you see we've got a few other options here. So we're just going to try an outer glow for this one. And you can see this gives us a ring the entire way around, and again you can blur out as much or as little as you would like. And this will create different effects on different backgrounds and things as well. And again the opacity will change how much of it is on show. So if you've got a website where you've got a certain button for someone to push, something like this could be effective, and it just displays a nice alternative to a normal button. So we could also try a star tool. Now with the star tool, if you keep it held, you can actually use the cursor keys to change how many points you would like in your star. So like this, it makes it look a bit more like a snowflake, whereas a lot less will be a triangle. If you hold Command and do this whilst pushing your mouse in, you'll see that it doesn't go quite as sharp. So if we go just like so, there you see we have our interesting star shape there. Now with this one, we're just going to, I'm just going to make the outer layer a bit lighter so you can't see it quite so much. And I'm just going to use a rounded eclipse tool. Oh no, I'm not. Let's take that back. An eclipse tool. Make that white. We'll get rid of the stroke there. If we copy and paste onto the spot there, let's put that back. We'll just make this outer layer white so that we can put a bit of an effect on it. So once you've put your eclipse tool on top of your starry shape there and select them both, we have a thing called Pathfinder on the side here. If it's not visible to you, you can click Window and go to Pathfinder down here and it will pop up just like this. And you've got different things like merge, or you can minus a front. We're actually going to use this one. And what this actually does is it just takes off the bottom layer there and it removes the outer eclipse as well. So we're just left with this top like this. But if we click on this top one and go to this image here, we can change the opacity. We'll just do it to 15, and you can see it just adds a bit more of an effect to our shape there. So now if we go back to our eclipse tool and just draw a little shape like so, if we click Effect and Stylize and give this a little drop shadow, it's quite strong. You can see it creates like an extended piece on this almost. So if you go Alt, click the shape and drag across, it actually copy and pastes it if you've done it correctly. Just like so. Here we have like a quirky little character, and we're using just some of the simple shapes and effects that Illustrator has to offer. So thank you for watching. Hope you have some fun with these techniques.